Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Melanie and today I'm going to be preparing some meal prep options for my week, some healthy lunches and or dinners. I will have 2 high protein, low fat options, 2 complex carbs and 2 vegetables, and the whole point is that it's going to be quick and easy for me as a busy mom to grab something healthy to eat, whether that be for lunch or dinner, and I can kind of mix and match which protein, which carb, and which veggie that I want. And of course I will be sharing all of the meals and the recipes that I'm preparing in a little guide and free document in the description below. If you find that helpful, would you hit the subscribe? Oh, makes me smile. So the first thing you need to do is get yourself a really big cup of coffee because coffee is life. Meal prepping can seem like this super daunting, overwhelming thing, but if you just gather everything together in one place, have everything ready to go, you can just knock off a lot in a short period of time, and it will feel so good when you're done, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming at all. So that's my goal today. Let's do this. Okay, this is everything. I'll show you. So I guess I should probably tell you what I am cooking. That would be a good idea. So I'm gonna be using lots of ground chicken and ground turkey. Basically, I'm using those meats because they're really low in fat and high in protein, and they're really good if you wanna build muscle and you wanna watch your calories. So that's my choices for my meal prep today. And I'm gonna be making a large turkey meatloaf along with some Greek-inspired chicken meatballs. And then I'm gonna be roasting up some sweet potato, also doing a side of brown rice, and then some grilled veggies and some simple steamed green beans. So that's the menu today. Let's see if I can accomplish this in like an hour and a bit because it's almost time to go to the bus, so I don't have much time. The first thing I need to do is preheat my oven to 375. Then I'm going to start with my sweet potatoes because those are probably gonna take the longest. So sweet potatoes are one of my go-to carbs whenever I'm thinking about a healthy, complex carb option. Honestly, I like to follow a lot of fitness models, and I've listened to a lot of fitness stuff over the years. And it seems like sweet potatoes are like one of the best carb options that fit people eat all the time. So I just kind of follow their lead, and whenever I think about a healthy carb, I go for either sweet potatoes or a brown rice. And I also love that you don't have to peel the skins. That just makes it so much easier with sweet potatoes. Oh, my coffee's giving me a little bit of heartburn. Kind of regretting that choice, but I don't think that's gonna stop me from drinking the rest. Mom life. Okay. Sweet potatoes, chopped. Next thing I'm gonna cook up is some brown rice. I have this one here. So I'm gonna cook 1 cup dry. I'm just gonna measure it out. And with rice, you always wanna give it a rinse. And then for 1 cup brown rice, I'm gonna do 2.5 cups of broth, or you could also just use water. I just find broth gives it a little bit more flavor. Bit of butter. Get that going. Okay, once the rice is simmering, I'm gonna pop the lid on and then just let it cook for about 45 minutes. Look at my list, gotta look at my list. Okay, so preheat the barbecue and slice the veggies. All right, we are going to the man zone. We are using the barbecue. Ladies, if you don't know how to use a barbecue yet, you gotta learn. It's so easy. I love the barbecue because it's less dishes and it's actually so easy to use. I'm going to be grilling up some sliced zucchini and eggplant. If you're not an eggplant fan. Apparently, if you heavily salt it before you put it on the barbecue, it kind of draws out some of the bitterness and it gives it a sweeter flavor. So I'm going to slice everything up and then salt it all and just let it rest for a little bit while I'm preparing my other food. And then you just kind of wipe off some of the salt and then add some olive oil. Apparently it tastes really good that way, so that's what I'm gonna do now. Zucchini and a nice big eggplant. I'm just gonna wash them and dry them before I slice them. Be right back. The rice is boiling. Do not forget about your rice. Okay, so I'm going to just set these aside and not think about them until I'm ready to put them on the grill, which is not yet. So we're doing the meatloaf veggies. So some of these veggies are actually the same in both of the protein recipes. So I've highlighted the ones that I will need for more than one recipe so that while I'm chopping peppers, I'm only chopping peppers one time and not chopping them for one recipe and then having to go back and chop peppers again for another recipe. So I just find that highlighting them tells me, okay, I need 2 bell peppers and not just one, and then I can set aside 1 bell pepper in a separate bowl for my other recipe. I just find that's like so much easier that way. And of course my document will have the exact same highlighted pieces for you as well to use at home. Okay, so I'm gonna put half of these in a bowl. Okay, so I'll need about a 1/4 cup in here. I'm gonna start, I have 2 bowls here. About a 1/4 cup in this one. Okay, and I'm gonna chop 2 onions because once again, I need onions in both recipes. And I love that you can do this all on one cutting board. Oh, chopping onions and crying. Just gonna warm my pan and spray a little bit of non-stick spray. And then I'm going to take all of my chopped veggies, the one with the celery, because this is for the meatloaf. So you're just gonna put it all into a pan. And we want everything to just soften. Add that. And we're gonna save this for when we're mixing the meat in it, so don't worry about washing it. Just set it aside, and I'm just gonna add all of the seasonings in with the mixture now. A teaspoon of Italian seasoning. There's something so satisfying about putting ingredients away. A teaspoon of salt, ground pepper. And while that's cooking, I'm going to get my meat into my bowl. 3 pounds of ground turkey. Just realized I bought 2 pounds of turkey and 3 pounds of chicken, so either will work. So I'm gonna mix turkey and chicken this time. Whatever. 3 egg whites, half a cup. Pour it in. Keep the egg whites out because we're gonna need them still. Okay, so move that aside. Now, the veggies have softened, so we're going to add in half a cup of chicken broth, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, some tomato paste that I keep frozen. I just need about a tablespoon. Here we have the turkey with the oats and the egg whites. Here we have the liquids. We're just gonna let the tomato paste melt into that, and then you're gonna set it aside to cool before you mix it with the meat. rice is still going and the potatoes are in the oven. We're making progress. All right, we're going to make the chicken Greek balls. These are just sun-dried tomatoes in oil, 2 tablespoons worth. You can buy these pre-sliced, that would be even better. Save yourself some more chopping. I'm just gonna chop them up. This definitely makes it feel more Greeky. Okay, and we've got some feta cheese, 1/3 cup. I'm just gonna eyeball it here. See in there? It's looking good. Need my list, that's what I need. Okay, we got onion, garlic. Okay, oregano. We need 1 teaspoon. Teaspoon of salt. Might even do 1/2 teaspoon because the feta cheese is pretty salty. And we're also putting egg whites. In this one, we need 1/4 cup. 2 pounds of ground chicken. Oh, my garbage. It's getting so full. Yeah. And we're just gonna mixy mix. And you could either use muffin tins and put them right in a muffin tin. I do not like washing muffin tins, so I'm just gonna use a sheet pan like this with parchment. And you're just gonna mix everything together till it's all combined. They're all mixed up, all mixed up. Little meatball, like that. See how big that is? And you're just gonna place it on the tray like that. Roly, roly. Just make about 10. Okay, so my rice is done in about 4 minutes, so that's good. And I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over these meatballs. See here, there they are. And then I'm gonna pop them in the oven. The temperature stays the same the whole time, so it's still at 375, and I'm gonna bake them for about 40 minutes. And I'm also gonna check on my sweet potatoes and turn off my rice now. I'm gonna give them about 5 more minutes. Got a little bit of oil on them now. Now that the chicken Greek balls are cooking, I'm going to mix up my meatloaf mixture. So the oats and the turkey in there. And I have all of the wet stuff. So all I'm gonna do here is just pour this in. And then I'm gonna get a 9 by 13 baking dish. I have this one, but you're just gonna lightly oil the dish. You're going to mix everything with your hands, and it's going to be a little bit wet. Don't worry about it. That's why it's so juicy, so moist, which is not usually the case with a ground turkey or a ground chicken dish, which is why I love this meatloaf. Everything stays contained in the dish. All of the juices stay within the dish, and it turns out so good. So once that's all mixed up, we're going to just dump it into our baking dish. Yep, like that. Using your hands, you're just going to press it out into the dish, like so. What you're going to need next is a low sugar ketchup. Right here, it's actually a spicy ketchup, but that's okay. I like a little bit of spice. Not sharing this with the kids. So you're gonna take a good amount of ketchup, probably about a cup, and you're going to drizzle it over the top. Okay, so you're just gonna take your brush and spread the ketchup over the top. Oh, my potatoes are done. I'm gonna pull out my potatoes, and then I'm gonna put this in the oven. Same temperature, it's gonna take around an hour. I'm gonna check the internal temperature and make sure that it says 165. That's when I know that it's fully cooked and it's safe to eat. All right, so we have our eggplant and our zucchini, and you can actually see all of the liquid that the salt has drawn out of the veggies. Have a look. So I'm just gonna get a paper towel and dab it off. Just gonna Just getting rid of all of that moisture that the salt was drawing out of the veggies. Going to drizzle oil over the veggies and just add a little bit of salt and pepper. Simple, simple. Just gonna use your hands and rub it. Okay, and then we're just gonna salt and pepper it and get it on the grill. And that's it. So while the veggies are just finishing, I'm gonna quickly whip together a Greek yogurt tzatziki sauce because I think that would go so well with the Greek chicken balls that I'm cooking and the grilled vegetables. Look how good that looks. I'm gonna take a little bit of parsley, just sprinkle it over the top. Olives in there. Sweet potatoes. Okay, everything is done. That took a little bit over 2 hours, so I recommend giving yourself lots of time, but you're gonna be so thankful when it's all done because you are gonna have enough food for the entire week of your lunches or some lunches and dinners. And if you have any leftovers of your meat, they freeze really well, so you can always throw some in the freezer for another week if you don't think you'll get through it. I'm gonna show you everything now that it's all cooked and done, and everything looks so good and my house smells amazing. I cannot wait to eat this week.